Hello everyone, thank you very much for watching, and today is Thursday. Sorry, Wednesday yesterday if you were watching my Facebook and didn't see a video. It's because I had some technical difficulty. My computer, my Mac keyboard just would not connect and it's a little bit technical difficulty there, and so sorry about the delay. But today I'm going to do the video that was supposed to be yesterday, Wednesday, which is, are you being 100% present? Are you being 100% present? Because I see, as a society, as people, no matter your age, we can't even, be in my 50s now, I can't say that it's an age thing anymore. Like, hey, the younger kids, always looking at their cell phones and always multitasking, and you can't get their attention. But I feel like I get that way too a lot, especially when I'm in front of people and we're having a conversation. I'm always kind of on duty for work, and with kids, I'm always watching my cell phone. But so today I want to give you a couple ideas and things that I've learned, that I have done, and some of the things that I struggle with to remind myself of to be present when you're face to face with people, and things that you can do to show you are present when talking on the phone. Now, I'll start with being in person. As we know, it's pretty simple things that you've heard is that and seen, is that it's kind of like what you feel when you're talking with people. Are they 100% present? Are they looking you in the eye? Are they faced forward at you? Are they side, like they're on their way out the door, or they have one foot out the door and they're facing the way they want to go, and they're not face forward, looking at you, looking in your eyes, not staring, but giving some eye contact, and not with their phone in their hand. So definitely be conscious of what you're doing in front of people, because those, a lot of communication, and it's debated what percent of communication is nonverbal, is what you're doing. If someone's talking to you and you're looking at your phone. I saw a funny video, the same kind of gear, but there was a funny video that was floating around. I saw someone posted on Facebook a few months ago. It was a video of a groom, at a wedding, his own wedding. He's sitting up there waiting for his bride to come up, and they start playing the bridal song or whatever song they picked, and his bride is walking down the aisle, and he actually has his phone in his pocket, and the videographer catches him check his phone while his future wife, his fiance, is walking down the aisle. And it made me think of this, is that how often do we do these things? How often it's just, I'm giving that gentleman the benefit of the doubt, that it's such a habit. It's such a habit for us to pick up our phones, look at our phones, and check that out. But when you have someone you're talking to a future client, or someone that's telling you that their needs and wants, and you're a salesperson, for you to be distracted and not show them the courtesy of being 100% present could be the second they determine if they're going to use you or lose you on that. Because I've seen in my life, in things that I bought, salesmen, people, I'm thinking about hiring, and if they're not present and they're not there and they're not listening to my needs and wants, not paying attention, if there's someone else that's going to do a better job of that, I'm going to pick that person over the other person. So be conscious of that. Other things that you can do is always repeat a little bit of what they say when they have their questions. I can have a whole class on this, but I want to keep this short. Just things to think about while you're listening. Someone's asking you a question. Sometimes repeating that question. So if they say something like, well, we're looking for a 3-bedroom, possibly 4-bedroom house because we have guests that come over. We're thinking about expanding our family someday, or something like that. So you could repeat that question. So you're really looking for, a 3-bedroom would be great for you now, but a 4-bedroom, because as your family expands or guests, I would love to help you find that. So stuff like that is repeating a little bit of their question of what they said, shows them that you were paying attention to what they were saying. So that's just one little tip on things you can do. And that kind of brings me into when you're talking on the phone. A lot of us think that just talking on the phone, we could get away with more things, if you want to say that. And I admit, I'm raising my hand. I do that. I keep my phone on me because when I'm talking to agents, I'm trying to be 99.9% they're present, but every once in a while there's a major emergency. Someone's at a closing table, some agent's in front of a buyer. There's something majorly happening. But if I'm definitely talking with an agent, coaching an agent with something that is 100% important, I'm 100% there. This phone goes silent, upside down. But occasionally, general conversations, I have to remind myself of that. And things that I do and I've learned and have read about and done while people talking on the phone is do not talk the whole time. That doesn't mean you're present. That means you're talking. So when you're having a conversation for someone, you're having a conversation. Remember that, especially when you're doing your prospecting calls, especially when you're talking to potential future clients. It's a conversation, not about you talking for 20 minutes about yourself and what you can do. So you got to make sure that there's pauses in there to see if they have any questions or what's going on with them, and it goes back and forth on that. And then if you are having some type of verbal presentation, so to say, when you're presenting something to somebody over the phone, there's a conversation, is asking them questions. So not just telling your story. So this, to me, I'm present. I'm present, but we're not having a conversation. I know there's agents listening to this and watching this, but also I know that I'm using this, and I do this with several agents every day, is use my videos to get the word out, and then we have a conversation, and then I'm 100% present having that conversation back and forth. So the tip for today, to recap what I was just saying, is that when you're on the phone with somebody having a conversation, remember it's a conversation. It goes both ways. So you're talking, asking questions, having them talk, and back and forth, and that shows you're both paying attention. And then even when they're talking. So even when they're talking, they think you're listening 100%, and that's great if you are, but sometimes just jump in. You get those people that love to talk the whole time, and you want to jump in sometimes, not interrupt them, but ask them to just show that you're watching. So they're talking their needs and wants, and you can say, okay, just 1 second, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I'm writing my notes down. You could be taking notes. I'm just writing my notes down, and it shows that you're present. You're even writing notes down of what they're saying and what they're doing. So when you have those fast talkers that are talking, you can show them, and they don't even realize that they would appreciate that. Like, wow, he stopped me just to slow down for a second, so he could write notes down of making sure what they wants there and needs and wants are, and then if you add questions on there. So you could say, hey Bob, great, that's a great thought and great question. I just want to clarify that just to make sure, does this mean this? Does this mean that? Or how about this question that kind of goes alongside that before we get on to the next question? Something like that helps a lot. People really show that you're present and paying attention to every word that they're saying. Because sometimes on the phone, they don't see you, and you want to jump in sometimes in the conversation to split them up. So you're not talking the whole time, they're not talking the whole time, because at the end of a conversation, some people love to hear people listen to them, but have you ever had that? It's kind of one-way conversation. You're like, did they even say anything? Did they even enter in any of their ideas or thoughts? And also, as a busy agent, you have to watch your time. I watch my time. I have usually every half hour on the half hour, I have a scheduled call with someone, a coaching call, client, helping agents with their clients, training, something every half hour. But I like to, this is my schedule, so this might help you, is that I try to keep my conversations to max 20 minutes, so I had that 10 minutes in between each half hour to make those important phone calls that came up that weren't scheduled. So that's in my head and in my schedule. And for busy agents, that might help you, is that and when you're watching the clock, you're making sure you don't get to the end of the conversation saying, okay, now we have to schedule another conversation. Also, keeping people organized with their thoughts. Because you have people that will talk to you for 2 hours straight if they let you, but you have other clients, other prospecting calls to make, other things to do in your day if you're a busy agent. So that's just some tips and ideas to give you an idea of little things you can do to stay showing your clients, the people you're talking to, that you're 100% present, because this thing, especially to our friends, family, and there's a bunch of texts in there now. It's those phones. I mean, I do the same thing. Dinner, phone, right next to me. But I do, when I'm 100% present to any family and friends, to anybody around me, if my phone is in my pocket and not on the table, that is when I say time to be 110% present. I don't want any distractions to whatever conversation or event or things that I'm doing on that. So this is a little tip and little idea to help you be focused on being present. So that's it. If you use me as a resource, call, text me, email me anytime. I will schedule you one-on-one to help you and give you some ideas and tips on how to be present. That's it. Have a great Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow, Friday at noon. Bye-bye.